Hello and welcome. My name is Richard, and you're listening to Hurry the Movie is Starting podcast. So today, I've been talking about it for a while. We have something a little special. Today, we are going to be starting a new segment. This has been a month and about planning. You know, schedules get a little difficult sometimes, so it's kind of hard to meet up sometimes, but it's here. It's finally here. We're doing 5 stars, and I got my friend here today, Zack, for the first
Hello,
guest of
hello.
the day. Welcome, Zack. Welcome, welcome.
Thank
So,
you, thank you.
thank you for coming. This is going to be 5 stars. What is something most of us have in common? We have a favorite movie, a movie that sparks something deep inside and opens our world a little bit more every time. It's not just a movie, it's an experience that we would rate 5 stars. All right. So before we start this, I'm going to do an opening prayer. Are you okay with praying with me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right. So thank you, God, for allowing us to be able to get here today. I know our schedules have been tough and life just keeps on running sometimes, but I just wanted to say we're grateful to be able to get here today and just do the things we love to do and just talk about movies and just enjoy and have a good time. I just want to thank you for allowing us to be here today and just hopefully this runs smoothly. And thanks, Zach, for coming here. And in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Thank you.
So again, we're here today with Zach. So Zach, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
You good? Hey.
Beautiful day.
All right. Yeah, it is. It's a little
It
hot
is.
outside, but it's
Just a little bit.
a little bit. So what does the term 5 stars mean to you?
That's a really good question. It's a movie that really has to touch a person in different ways, more than one, whether it's emotional or just visualizing creativity of a movie, which from the movies I'll be talking about today, a lot of creativity went into them or emotion has went into them. You can tell somebody put their heart into this movie, this type of movie.
So it's more so of like a movie that emotionally like pulls you in and you can see like the passion behind quote unquote the lens and from the director and writer.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Like some of my 5 star movies, people won't have as 5 stars. They would have maybe lower,
Mhm.
which is okay.
Right, right. And that's the sometimes we'll be like, "Oh, this is a 5 star movie to me," and then someone will come in and immediately like shoot it down, but I feel like we all have like that sentimental movie that means
Exactly.
like mine is The Lost World. A lot of people crap on that movie, but it's I watched it again as an adult and I
Yeah.
just it brings something out in you. So
Okay.
it's cool to like see that other people like also like enjoy that passion and the purpose that other people are putting into these
Exactly.
movies. So I'm gonna ask you before we get into what your specific 5 star movie that you chose for this segment is. But before we do that, what are your top? If you had to choose only 3 5 star movies, which 3 movies would you choose?
Am I putting them in an order or just saying?
Just off
Okay.
the top of your head.
I would choose Good Will Hunting
Good Will
as
Hunting.
one of the movies. I love that movie. How it talks about mental health and a man's mental health, which is a big thing today.
Yeah.
Interstellar.
Oh.
Love that movie. Probably my favorite movie of all time. And then either I'm gonna say two.
Mhm.
I'll let you choose but this is like tied for me.
Okay. Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one. I love that movie since I was a kid. And The Breakfast Club. I love The Breakfast Club.
Okay. I got to ask you this because I've heard the hype around Breakfast Club, and that was another just a little context for this. Zach and I were talking at work about Interstellar, and I had never seen Interstellar, and I knew it was good. I knew it was a good movie. It was just one of those movies that I kind of put on the shelf and hoping for one of those days where I had the ability to be able to sit down and be present throughout the whole movie. So I was kind of saving it for a rainy day. And that was after seeing that movie, that was just one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. I think it also might be on the top of my list of great movies. But
Yes, sir.
Breakfast Club was one of those movies that I heard a lot of hype around, and it was another one of those movies that I hadn't seen before, and I saved it till this year, and I saw it. But like, talk to me, like, hype me up on Breakfast Club because I don't understand it.
I mean, it really puts you. I mean, I'm only 21, so I left high school, 3 years ago, but it,
Mhm.
it puts you in the mind of you're in the 80s, right? I've never got to experience the 80s, but if I did, I would want it to be like that. It's funny. It has those sad moments. It has the weird moments with either when the girl's like rubbing her dandruff on the on the notebook, or when he said he brought a gun to school because I forgot why he brought the gun to school, but that's why he was in detention. It brings these moments of kids who are nothing like each other.
Mhm.
You have the cool guy wrestler, the nerd, the goth, and then the prom queen. But then they leave there close friends.
Right.
The principal, he's also a good actor. He was in like a boof movie of The Breakfast Club. I forgot what it was called.
Was it not another teen movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
also saw that movie, which is it's a stupid funny movie.
Yeah. And that movie specifically, that's where I saw the Breakfast Club parody of them being in detention.
Yes.
He's like, "You want another? Sure." And so that was like the first. Okay, so it is like a time transporting movie for you that kind of gives you a look into the 80s, and then you have this group of misfits that on paper should never be like
Together.
connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they connect by the end of it. Okay,
It
that's
really puts your mind into. It's a slow movie, I will say that. Not no action. It's just fun, and you can tell that obviously they're not kids.
right.
Like the actors aren't kids playing them, but they're acting like it. It's a good time. It's a you always enjoy yourself watching that movie.
Okay.
And then obviously the ending of that movie
Mhm.
is amazing when he put his fist up and then what's that song called?
Is it Don't You Forget About Me, I think?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
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 Amazing. That's iconic.
Yeah, I that is another one of those like parodyable moments that I've seen it in Family Guy too, where it's
Yeah,
just the random, but it is such an iconic moment that allows for parody and making fun of it because people remember it, so it's easy to relate to. So, hey,
exactly.
good call on that one. Good call. All right, so those are your. So we got Good Will Hunting, another one that's on my list, but I haven't seen, but I've heard nothing but good
Have to
reviews.
watch it. It made me cry.
It made you
It
cry?
made me
Oh,
cry. It's a very sad but like good movie.
and that's when Robin Williams is like a psychologist in that movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was like I've seen clips about him and Matt Damon talking, and it
It
was
gets deep.
yeah,
It gets very deep.
and that's why I am excited to see it because like men's health is a struggle in this day and age. And
Exactly.
this was, if I'm not mistaken, you told me this was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's like first film.
Yeah, it's their first film that they wrote.
Oh,
They were also in a movie that I also just watched called School Ties with Brendan
mm.
Fraser.
Oh snap!
Also a really good movie.
School Ties.
Um, it takes place in the 40s, and Brendan Fraser plays a Jewish kid in America. And obviously, there were some like people that didn't like the Jewish people in America.
Yeah.
So it's showing like this person going to like a preparatory school, a rich school,
Mm.
as a Jewish person. They don't know he's Jewish until more into the movie.
Oh.
But it shows you, and it's sad, and how people were so discriminative
Yeah.
towards
Jewish people.
towards Jewish people.
Yeah, because 1940, that was like around near
World
that
War
time
II.
of World War II. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and that one's called School Ties.
School Ties, yes.
I'll have to look into that one. I haven't ever seen that one. But it's cool to know that like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck came together, wrote a movie, Good Will Hunting, starred in the movie, and
Yeah.
that's still a movie to this day that people are like, it's in like a lot of people's top 10 lists. So that's clearly a good movie.
You know they're cousins, right?
Are they?
Yeah, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are cousins.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. I did not. That explains why they're in. I thought
A
they were
lot
just,
of
like, best
movies
friends.
together.
Yeah,
And then Casey Affleck too.
yeah,
He's
that's
in Interstellar. Casey Affleck is with Matt Damon.
yeah. For the longest time, I didn't even know Ben Affleck had a brother, and then you see him, and then you can like see the resemblance
Yeah.
too. And they had, I think Casey has that like strong like accent too, right? Brooklyn accent.
He does.
All right, so Good Will Hunting, Interstellar, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Breakfast Club are your 5-star movies.
Yes, sir.
Pirates is an interesting one, but I understand it. I remember like seeing that in theaters as well, and I remember the hype around that movie.
Yep.
And we are also like, does us being like near theme parks have any influence on your rating of that movie? Would you say?
I would say yes because I grew up at Disney,
Okay.
but nostalgia is a really big factor in the sense of why I chose Pirates. It's kind of like a comfort movie. Um, it's a movie that like if I don't know what to watch, I'll just watch
Pop it
that
on.
because it's always entertaining to me. Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
great actor. I love him in a lot of stuff. Um, what's that dude's name? He's in The Hobbit, if I'm not mistaken.
The Hobbit.
Orlando Bloom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor. And then I like the woman as well. I don't know her name, but I've seen her in a few things.
Oh, what is her name? This is gonna bug me. Oh man, it's Kate. No, it's not Kate. Keira Knightley.
Yes.
Yeah, she fantastic, and her like I feel like the chemistry between Orlando Bloom, Johnny Depp and Keira Knightley like in the movies just keep it
They keep
rolling.
it rolling.
And then you have the iconic Johnny Depp like role that
Exactly.
he's done a lot of like iconic roles, but you got to say Jack Sparrow probably at this point is tied
Number
either
one.
either number one or tied with Edward Scissorhands. So I think probably number one at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah. All right. So which 5-star movie are we talking about today?
Let's talk about Interstellar.
Interstellar.
'Cause that's my favorite movie.
All right. All right. So we are talking about Interstellar. Um, I actually was really looking forward to this because I watched Interstellar because of this like interview. So it actually gave me motivation to watch it, even though you don't need a motivation to watch
Yeah.
Interstellar. But afterwards, I was just, it was like the topic at work. I was like, oh, have you seen Interstellar? And I'm the only one who hasn't seen it. So obviously everyone has seen it. And I'm like, have you seen this greatness? And I'm the only one who hasn't seen it, but I'm glad that we can talk about it today.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to jump into the questions for you. Do you have any specific emotional attachments to this movie?
I would say that's a good question. No, in the sense just of emotion, just pure emotion, but I feel connected to it in the sense of Matthew McConaughey having to go up and he thinks he's saving like the world,
Yeah.
but he's not. He's leaving the world
Right.
behind. But at the end, when he's in the tesseract, the black hole,
Mm-hmm.
and he's giving the what's that called?
You're talking about like when he's like knocking on the
Yeah, Morse code.
Morse code. Yeah.
He was doing Morse code to Murph, and she figured it out.
That was so good. Yeah.
And from him risking his life going into a black hole without a ship, without anything,
Mm-hmm.
single-handedly saved the world. And then at the end of the movie, when he wakes up and he's back to reality, what he saved, nobody really knows who he is. They know his daughter, but they don't know what he did. There's only like a small statue. I don't know if you recognize that in the movie, but there's only a small statue.
Oh.
Everything else is named after her, like because technically she did figure out saving the world.
Yeah. And she. First off, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen Interstellar. It's been out since 2014, so I'm assuming everyone's seen it. But just want to say
years.
that, yeah. If you're watching this interview expecting like not spoilers, just spoiler alert for that. But for context of the situation, in that movie, Matthew McConaughey has two kids. One turns out to be Casey Affleck, and the other one turns out to be Murph, his daughter. He, by the time he's like trying to come back, I feel like the only person that in that moment believes in him is himself and Murph. Like it seems like,
for sure.
It seems like his son has already kind of moved on from the situation, but
Yeah.
it's just so beautifully woven, the story.
I
And
have an interesting fact about Murph.
what
Do you know what she's named after?
what is she named after?
She's named after Murphy's Law.
Hey.
And Murphy's Law is anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Right.
And she doesn't like her name because of that reason. But
Yeah.
I think Christopher Nolan put a twist on it, which also means like what can go right will go right,
Right.
in which it did.
Mm-hmm. I believe when we first talked about it too, you said that was your favorite quote of the movie, and it
Yes.
was it's nice because it gives us a different perspective shift. Like when sometimes someone says a certain phrase or word, we immediately probably most of the time jump into a specific thought of it. But this one, she doesn't like the name Murph because it's named after Murphy's Law, which is typically thought of as a negative thing. Like when someone's like having a bad day, they typically say like, "Oh, Murphy's Law." But in this case, it's more so Matthew McConaughey and his wife like looking on the bright side of it.
Exactly.
So that is like a beautiful.
They're bringing something positive in what's to be said a negative situation.
Right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's a good reason. And why would you like if you had to choose one reason for why specifically you rated it 5 stars? And I know it's hard because this movie is just jam packed of so much greatness.
Yes.
Why would you say this is a 5-star movie?
I would say the concentration and the accuracy of the film in the sense of like how scientifically close to reality it is. I saw a YouTube video a few months ago about the black hole that was used in Interstellar. Scientists actually use that as like a real black hole to study it.
Yeah.
It's very close to reality, like I said, right?
Hmm.
Um, there's also not that much CGI. The cornfields that Matthew McConaughey drove through in the beginning of the movie to go after the drone,
Hmm.
real cornfields. They planted 500 acres, I believe it said. And then after the movie was filmed, they sold it to like a farmer for more budget
Right.
for the movie.
Right.
Um, yeah, and then the sandstorm, and when he was driving through the town,
Hmm.
that's real sand going in a town. They just used big fans to blow it towards the car.
Oh, see, you gotta
So
love that.
obviously there is CGI when they go into space and stuff, but they didn't try using CGI when they were on Earth. It was
Right.
all practical. It looked amazing.
Hmm.
Zimmerman was the conductor for the music of Loved It. And then obviously when they're on that planet with the water
Yeah. Oh,
and the ticks,
yes.
which I looked this up before because I knew I wanted to talk about Interstellar today. I looked it up before. So
Hmm.
one tick equals a day on Earth, and a tick happens every 1.25 seconds.
Jeez. Say that ticking too. Like if you're not paying attention to it because you don't know the fun fact and you're just like hearing it in the background, it gives you like an uneasiness. It's like it also like kind of resembles a heartbeat too. Like you just don't
Yeah,
don't.
and the silence that was there on that planet, and it's crazy that the astronaut that was on that planet
Hmm.
before them died minutes before they got there.
Right.
And then I saw on another YouTube video of them flying in, you see the shot of just the world. You can see that astronaut's ship right there.
Oh,
So they were the astronaut was alive when they entered the atmosphere, but was dead when they landed.
that's crazy. That's just the science behind that planet. That once you get into it, it was like one tick is every what you said one
One tick is every or one tick happens every 1.25 seconds,
one two
but one tick is one day on
one.
Earth.
Jeez.
And they were on, I would say in a movie standpoint, they were on there for at least what 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And when they got back to the ship, the guy aged 7 years.
Yeah. The guy that was waiting for them in the ship.
That
And
was studying the outer atmosphere.
right, and that was something so not subtly done, but like when they open the door and you see him, he now has like gray hair,
Yep,
and he has like a concerned look about him because I don't think he was expecting to be alone for 7 years, and alone in space particularly is frightening to think about. But thankfully they did get back, and I did remember seeing like the floating body and wondering like how long ago was that, because it's that is like tragic to know that they were just potentially like minutes or seconds away from potentially saving
exactly.
that person. But that that
It's
planet,
very sad. It's a very sad situation.
yeah. Yeah, and then the like going back to Christopher Nolan using practical effects and like building up a cornfield and then selling the corn afterwards. That's just
To get more budget for the movie.
right.
That's crazy.
That is actually crazy. And like one thing I didn't know recently about like kind of after watching this movie, delving into Christopher Nolan a little
Hmm.
bit more, because I love every time a Christopher Nolan movie comes out, you're pretty much expecting it to be a banger. Like my favorite movie of all time is The Dark Knight, but I'm a Batman fan. But still,
Yeah.
there's things that he does that other directors don't really do.
That don't really focus on. He
Don't really
focuses on the
focus.
little things, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And that's what makes him a great act or director.
right, right. And then even with like we talked about it like a little bit last week as well, the Odyssey. Did you know that Christopher Nolan does not like to use social media, and he didn't want to upload that trailer to YouTube. He wanted the people to go out and watch movies and to see it like on.
Is that why it's only in
Yes,
theaters?
yes. I I'm not certain of if
Now I
he
know.
yeah, I'm not certain if he has snipers, but even after the trailer had come out in Jurassic World and come out in Superman, it was still not online because I'm pretty sure he was just sniping all
I
the.
was looking it up days after Jurassic Park
Hmm.
came out. I was like, I need to see this trailer. I saw Superman. I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
I shot up. I'm so excited for that movie. I know when that comes out, it will probably take over. Interstellar is my favorite movie.
Really?
It will.
It has an amazing
I love
cast.
mythology, and the Odyssey is mythology. I
Hmm.
love it.
Yep.
It's going to be so
Yep.
interesting.
Yep. And we get
So interesting.
the action packed cast. I feel like he's drawing in more interest because you can't just go look at the trailer. The trailer doesn't show much. It just shows some cool action scenes. It shows like the people that we want to see dressed up in
John
that era.
Bernthal,
John Bernthal,
Tom Holland
Tom
talking.
Holland. Yeah, I didn't even know Tom Holland was in that movie. I think it showed like a brief image of like Matt Damon from the side.
You know who Matt Damon is playing, right?
He's playing. Not the. Is he the villain?
No, he's the main character.
Oh,
if I'm not
Odysseus?
mistaken, he's Odysseus.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then Tom Holland is his son.
Oh, okay. And this is based on a true, the story of Odysseus. I believe this is off a play, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a remake.
This is off of Homer's book.
Homer's book. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's a little bit of Christopher Nolan facts for you if y'all didn't know, but he's just a great director. He sees things differently and he does things a little differently, and I commend him for it because as much as I love trailers, at the same time, specifically, I'm talking particularly about like horror movies or like Marvel movies. I don't want to see something that gives away the twist.
Yeah.
But
which is why I'm happy in the Fantastic Four trailer. They haven't showed Galactus's face.
Right.
They showed a little bit of his body and his foot.
Right.
That's it. That's all we see of Galactus.
Yeah, his giant.
And we haven't seen Mole Man.
Oh, right. I didn't even know that was a freaking character until I saw like on Twitter.
Yep.
All right. Yes. Okay. So that's a good reason for why you rate this a 5-star movie. But visually speaking, what would you say is your favorite shot of the scene? There's so many.
In Interstellar, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say 2. I can't break these up. So 1 is when they're going to space. They're in like hyperdrive, I believe.
Okay.
And Anne Hathaway is sitting there, and then she sees, like a figure, like an aura of a body right next to her, and she touches it. Oh. And then, if I'm not mistaken, that turns out to be either her or Matthew McConaughey. It's one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
And then, obviously, when he's in the black hole,
right?
Seeing Murph, seeing himself not listen to him,
right?
And how much he wanted to go back into space to save the world, obviously, but she didn't know he would actually just be leaving the world.
Mm-hmm.
I also can't hate the planet, the frozen planet where they saw Matt Damon.
Oh yeah.
Another interesting fact about that. So what they're walking on is actually frozen clouds.
Oh.
Yeah. So there are mountains and stuff, but in that particular scene where they fight, it's a frozen cloud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I watched a YouTube video on that too. I watch like Easter eggs that are in movies sometimes just to see if I missed anything. And Interstellar, there's a lot because Christopher Nolan puts a lot into his movies.
Yeah, and they're like, I feel like every scene has so much depth in it, and even like the scene you're talking about where they're like going into orbit. And she reaches out for a ghost. I'm going to call it ghost, but we find out later that it is, like you said, Matthew McConaughey in that black hole reaching out for her. So it comes full circle later on in the movie for a moment that we think like, what is going on here? Is she seeing this? But she's not seeing it because the guy on her left sees it as well. And he even tells her, don't touch it.
Yeah.
But she leads by curiosity and has to touch it. And in the end, we find out it is Matthew McConaughey's character. So it is crazy, the writing and just direction of Christopher Nolan to come back to something that we maybe not see as something so innocuous, but something that we don't think is going to be a big moment for us. Yeah.
Did you know Steven Spielberg was supposed to film Interstellar?
Really?
Yep. And then he signed off, like he didn't want to do it anymore because he thought it would flop.
Oh, wow.
So Christopher Nolan's brother actually helped write Interstellar, and he was like, my brother can direct this, in which now we have an amazing movie.
That would have been like interesting to see a Spielberg rough cut and see how they would have. I think Nolan probably
a big difference.
Yeah,
a big difference of that movie. I don't think it would have been my favorite movie.
Yeah, it would have probably been a little bit more because this movie, there is happy moments in this movie, but it seems a little bit to me more like a tragic story. And at the end, we do, I guess, quote unquote, depending on how you see it, we do get a happy ending. But the movie is just full of so much emotional turmoil and there's hope, but then it takes it away, but then it gives back, but then it takes it away. So it is very well done.
You don't know what to expect in every take.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's one of those like movies that after you see it, you're like, I want to learn more about it. So you're watching YouTube videos, and then you fall down the rabbit holes of theories and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what makes me think that some of these movies are like greater than people perceive. The movies that we want to go home. And my like the channel I go to watch, and shout out to New Rock Stars, is New Rock Stars on the Marvel and videos like that.
Yeah,
And they do such a great job of breaking things
agreed. I've seen
down.
a few of their videos.
They're extremely happy because of Mephisto. I don't know if you follow that, but
I need to watch that show, Ironheart.
yeah, it's been like I watched the first two episodes. It was okay, but now I'm like, okay, Mephisto's in the MCU now. You
Exactly.
gotta go because this is like one of those main characters. But getting back to Interstellar, all right, there that is a good choice on the visually speaking favorite shot because that it's just such a great moment that we don't. I didn't personally think it was going to be something big that we find out is kind of a
Exactly. It's a big twist
right,
in the storytelling.
right. But in terms of and I think you've already said it, but I'm going to ask you again. Do you have a favorite quote in this movie?
Yeah, it's the Murphy's Law when it
Murphy's Law.
has to be.
Okay.
Cause she's complaining about her name and why she was named that, but he's like, hey, you're named after this for a reason.
Right.
Live up to it, and which she did
Right.
in saving the world.
Yeah, and she never gave up on it.
Exactly.
Did you, if you were, okay, say you were Matthew McConaughey's son in that movie, and he leaves, I think his son's like, what, like 10 or 11 or some.
When he leaves,
Yeah.
son's about 16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay, so say your dad leaves to outer space when you're 16. I know it's hard to ask this question and even answer it, but how long do you think you would hold on hope before you decide, okay, he's not coming back?
I don't think I'll ever give up hope in just the sense of like I want him to come back,
Right.
but in reality, I would just lose a little hope probably 10 years
10
after
years.
he leaves. Once I hit the age he was when he
Mm.
left, I would have lost hope because I don't know where he's at, how time moves where he's at. It could move rapidly.
Right.
I guess yeah, I'd say about when the age he is when he leaves.
Okay. Okay. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he says in the movie too that when he comes back to Murph, he might be look the same, but she'll be much older.
Exactly.
That was a little foreshadowing there.
Yep.
And shout out to, I know he's your favorite actor, but
Yes.
Matthew McConaughey did a
Amazing job.
amazing job in this movie. Definitely hit a home run. A lot of his emotional scenes you now see as parodies because again, why? They are so popular that they are relatable. So the
Exactly.
scene, he does a great job, and even his kids do a great job. I know there's a bit of division on Casey Affleck not having that hope anymore, but just for a little bit of context on that, he is now a father himself. He just lost a kid to the sand stuff that's going, yeah, to the storm on planet. So he's going through a lot of stuff, and it's understandable like how he can kind of be pulled down into life in this movie. But meanwhile, she's just a special character that even though she's like going through life, not to knock Casey Affleck, but even though she's going through life, she's just holding on, and it's very admirable.
Still has that hope,
Yeah,
you know.
and it makes for such a great, even though it's like a short little moment, like probably a lot shorter than any of us wanted, probably even shorter than those two characters would have wanted, but
Yeah.
it's just such a short, meaningful moment. But you can just tell it means the world to both of these people because the distance where McConaughey traveled to get to her is just
Crazy.
crazy and
He went
unbelievable.
past our galaxy.
Right.
He went through a black hole
Mm-hmm.
to get to her.
And survived the black hole.
Exactly.
There was
Without a ship, just a spacesuit and some big balls to
Right.
jump in there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Right. Right. But I got a random question for you. This is a weird question. I'm not gonna lie, but
I got you. Mm-hmm.
if you could eat any food or meal while watching this movie, what would that food or meal be?
Tacos.
Tacos?
I love tacos. Favorite food ever. I can eat tacos anywhere, anytime, any place.
Okay. Okay.
I can eat tacos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and even dessert.
Okay. Tacos. Are you just eating Are you taking them soft? Are you taking them hard?
Either one.
Either one.
Maybe sometimes burritos. I don't know what it is. I just love tacos.
Tacos. Okay. All right. Do you have? I'm going to dive way more into this question than I probably need to, but I'm just curious at
I
this
got
point. Are you eating them with sides or just straight up tacos?
Like with sides, yeah.
Mhm.
Put some rice and beans.
Rice and beans?
Sometimes
Okay.
I put the rice and beans on the taco, make it more like a
Oh.
bigger taco.
Right.
Sometimes I just have chips, like tortilla chips, so when the taco meat falls out, I can just scoop it and eat it.
Hey, nachos
You know?
right there.
Yep.
All right. All right. All right, yep. Tacos go good with anything. This is one of those movies that you want a good meal, you want a good movie, boom, you got tacos right there.
Exactly.
All right. Let's do that
Obviously,
one.
popcorn too. I can eat popcorn with any movie,
Are,
unless it's Bring Her Back. I can't. I can't
oh,
eat anything but Bring Her Back. I can't.
yeah. Okay, so when you go to the movies, are you like a popcorn person? Like, do you have to get
Oh,
popcorn?
of course.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go see a movie tonight. I'm seeing Dragons tonight
Oh, How to
with
Train
my
Your Dragons.
girlfriend. I'm buying popcorn. Big
Hey,
popcorn.
does it? Again, we're like diving into this, but it's a conversation that I've had with multiple people because some people go to the movies and they don't ever buy popcorn, and to me, that is what wild
That's a
because
staple of a movie.
right. Does it matter if you think the movie's going to be good or not? Or you
Doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't
Popcorn
matter.
makes it 10 times better.
I agree. I
And an
agree.
icy too. An icy or a cold like Coke.
Right. Yeah, because that popcorn's gonna dry dry out your mouth a little bit.
Exactly.
But I agree, especially like for instance, Fantastic Four is coming out next week. That's a movie where
Oh,
my heart immediately says like, oh yeah, I'm getting a large popcorn for that one. I don't care if the movie turns out to be bad
I'm
or not.
buying
I'm getting...
the Mr. Fantastic popcorn
Oh,
bucket.
the wraparound
The
one.
wraparound
Yeah,
one.
that
Either
was a
that or
cool.
Galactus. I haven't chose yet, but
Oof,
I'm buying one of them.
that Galactus. There is a
It's
Galactus.
huge.
It is huge. It is like
It's like big.
yeah, and it's huge. Its eyes light up, and I think it's like $79.99. So it is a little pricey, but at the same time, from how it looks, I hope it feels as good as it looks. But how
It looks good quality.
it looks good quality. It does look like it would be
Agreed.
like a collectible, like you can hang it up in your room. Or honestly, if someone walks in and sees Galactus' head, you're probably getting a compliment for that one.
Exactly. I was actually at the comic store yesterday. This is off topic,
Mhm.
but I collect Funko Pops.
Oh,
I love Funko Pops. And I saw yesterday 3 new Funko Pops. I have a picture I can show you. Silver Surfer,
oh,
Susan and Franklin, Storm,
wait, is she
and
pregnant?
Galactus.
Franklin, or...
No, it's the baby.
Oh. Okay.
I want that so bad. But they're expensive. The Galactus is like $45.
Jeez. That's wild. And it's because is it because he's a little bit bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
The Silver Surfer one, I think Julia Gardner, I believe that's her name.
Mhm.
I loved her in Ozark. She's
Mhm.
an amazing actress. I think she's gonna do amazing in Silver Surfer. I think we're also gonna get a male Silver Surfer soon,
Right.
but I think both of them are gonna come together. I bought a comic yesterday,
Oh.
which has both of them in it.
But
So,
the male Silver Surfer and the female?
yeah,
Oh shoot.
because the female one is the love of his life. The reason he turned to the Silver Surfer is to save his planet from getting eaten by Galactus
Right.
and to save his true love.
And what do you like? I know this is going to be off topic, but we were going to talk about Fantastic Four after this, but I'm not sure if we'll have. We might. Yeah, we're probably not going to have enough time for that. But so I'll just ask you during this one, what are your thoughts on Silver Surfer being female instead of male?
I don't care.
Okay.
She looked good. I like the way the silver is on her. It doesn't look like what's his name, Hal Jordan, something like that. Doesn't look like his from the original Fantastic Fours.
Oh.
It
Okay.
looks different. It looks more shiny. Obviously, it's not gonna look the best because how do you make a person full of silver look like real silver?
Right. Right.
Um,
Especially if they're moving a lot throughout the film.
but what she said in the trailer. Have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not gonna be a spoiler if I
No,
talk about it.
no.
When she said, "I herald his beginning, I herald your end, I herald Galactus." That sounded intimidating. That sounded like if I saw that, I would poop my pants.
Yeah.
You know. And then the part where she's like zooms back to space, and then the Human Torch is following.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It's a cool nod. You know?
Right. Right. To the Chris Evans one, right, where he
Yes.
flies in and like
And then grabs
powers, like-
the
yeah. Oh. And see, you were talking before that you like those movies more than their perceived ratings.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I gave the first one, I believe, a 4.5 stars.
4.5
Out of 5.
Out of 5. Okay.
I really did enjoy it. People talk a lot of crap on it, right? But
Right.
it may not be like the comics, but it's just a different look at Fantastic Four. Jessica Alba, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Oh,
Chris
classic.
Evans, amazing. Even the dude that plays the Thing. I don't know his name as an actor, but amazing. They
Right.
all played their parts amazing and what they needed to play it as.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Galactus as like a space storm, no.
Yeah. And I wonder if that was just one of those situations where they were like, um, let's just do it this way to make things easier and have a new perspective.
Make
But
it more realistic, but you
yeah,
can't make
Galactic.
superheroes realistic.
Right,
You can't.
right. And this was before we got spoiled with the Marvel. Well, before we got spoiled with the greatness that was MCU. MCU was kind of falling off the cliff a little bit more,
Agreed.
but I think this movie set him back on track. But
Yeah.
all right, getting back to Interstellar, I've kind of asked you this question before. I just want to know if you have a specific favorite memory from this movie that once someone says Interstellar out loud, your mind immediately goes to one particular moment.
Yes. I was thinking about this today actually.
Mhm.
So, do you know? So after they fight, after Matt Damon and Matthew McConaughey fight, Matt Damon steals the ship, and then he flies back to the space station.
Yeah.
And he tried parking the space station, but he didn't fully park it right, and it
Mhm.
blew up. It blew up like, I believe, 1/4 of the space station.
Yeah.
But when the space station blows up, there's no sound. You see the explosion, no sound.
Mhm.
There's no sound in space.
Right.
I always think of that. When I think Interstellar, I either think black hole or that, because it took me off guard. I didn't think that would explode when I
Right.
first saw it. So now every time I amp myself up for it. It's like exciting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the bad guy lose
Right.
is exciting.
Yeah, and even McConaughey still tried to like save him too, despite
That shows how human he is.
right. And did you know this fun fact? I saw this little fun fact earlier that space station that he's trying to park in is designed to be look similar like a clock.
Yes,
Yeah.
I heard that on YouTube. A lot of Nolan's movies is based off time. You got Tenet,
Oh.
which they can go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
You got Interstellar, obviously. Time is a big factor in a human life. Memento,
Mm-hmm.
Dunkirk, all that. A lot of time that's like the main thing.
Right.
Which is another reason why I like Christopher Nolan, because time is important.
Right. And the way he forms things around these, like, obviously they're very complex theories and ideas in this world,
Yep.
but the way he just, I don't even want to say simplify it, because the way he does, like, especially speaking to your point earlier, that how him and his crew designed a black hole so realistic that NASA, I don't know, scientists went in and actually learned from this fictional thing they created is just amazing. The fact that you can
You're learning from a movie.
so that was just that scene too where he's in space and we see after Matt Damon does not make it that McConaughey has to do his piloting because he is a pilot in the movie and he's able
Mhm.
to get plugged into that space station safely and he still stays awake as Anne Hathaway tries to go with I think she's going with the direction of the spin and
Yes.
that makes her pass out and he's going against it and that's
Yes.
like a pilot trick.
They're
Uh,
slingshotting her.
Right. Slingshot. All right. That's a really good memory to go back to. And then again, the payoff for seeing Matt Damon, how slimy of a character he is in this movie
Exactly.
to just get his karma right there in that
This
moment.
movie made me really mad at him. And then, because I saw this movie before I even saw Good Will Hunting.
Oh, really?
So so with Matt Damon, I didn't really watch any movies with him
Mm-hmm.
until I saw The Martian.
Mm-hmm.
Martian was really good.
Yeah, I remember enjoying that movie.
And then I watched Interstellar, which amazing. And then I watched Good Will Hunting, and then I bought a zoo. You know that movie?
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
That's a good movie. And
Okay.
then I watched School Ties, also with Matt Damon. Matt Damon plays the bully in that movie.
So he's the villain in that one too.
Exactly.
He
But
did-
he's a good actor.
Right,
And you
he
can
is.
play a good guy good and a bad guy good.
right.
You know?
Yeah, because I wanted to punch him so bad in Interstellar, and he even like McConaughey says, "You're a coward," and he's like, "Yeah, I am." At least he's like
He's like
aware of it.
admitting it.
Right, and he's admitting it in a way that's like sad, but he's also, I know I am, but I'm still gonna like, f you over on this.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, that. Oh man, and I heard too that his spacesuit in The Martian was designed similarly off of his spacesuit in
Yes.
Interstellar, like the orangeness of it.
Yes.
So that was a cool little thing because after seeing this movie, I immediately thought like, wait, is The Martian like a prequel to this? And that would have been cool if it was like a prequel, but they're
Yeah.
two totally different movies, just like a nod to Interstellar on that.
I see people wanting a second Interstellar, but I don't think it needs a second one. I
Right.
feel like if you make a second one, the first one won't be as significant to what
Right.
it is.
True, and you don't want to particular, you don't want to undercut what the first one set up, because
Exactly.
the first one set the bar at a 10. So if you go back and like, swing and miss less than that, it probably won't be as bad. But if you do anything to undo the first one, that's typically
Exactly.
when people get upset. All right. Do you feel this movie has changed you or how you see things in this world?
Not really, but you can obviously compare people from that movie to real life people and how they would react
Right.
in a certain situation, because there would be people that act like a Matt Damon who are
Yeah.
cowards. They know
Yeah.
they're gonna die, so they're gonna set this person up to die so they can live.
Right.
Then there's also people like Matthew McConaughey who
Hmm.
is willing to go leave his family, leave everything behind to save humanity.
Yeah. And just that scene where he's leaving his family gets you so like it.
Yeah.
For me, that might be. I don't think it might be the top two emotional moments for me, because the other one where he's like watching the recordings and he's tearing up.
Yeah.
You can just feel that, like, coming from a guy's perspective, that okay, if I did have a kid and I was seeing her like, older than me now, that
Hmm.
would just be so heartbreaking to
You
see.
literally watch the son go from being 16 to being 35.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. Full beard, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Looks nothing like what he once did in that last video.
Yep. And then he tells him in that moment that he lost, like, or his son's sick, and then we find out later that he ended up losing his son due to the.
And his wife.
Yeah, and his wife.
And his wife.
Oh man, that explains why he's kind of devoid of
Yeah.
hope.
And then he found another love.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's a little hope for.
Yeah.
All right, all right. So that's a good perspective on that.
Yep.
There's just so much greatness in this movie. Like, can't there's
We
not.
can talk about this movie for hours.
Right, right. Speaking of talking about this movie for hours, if you were to sit down with Christopher Nolan or Matthew McConaughey, what one question would you ask them?
All right, so I'll answer both.
Okay.
So the first one would be about Matthew McConaughey. It wouldn't even be about Interstellar, really. It's just he's a very interesting person, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got his big break on, if I'm not mistaken, Dazed and Confused. Have you seen that movie?
No,
It's a
another
good
one
movie.
on the list.
It's where the all right, that's where that came from. But I'd ask him what led to that, because that was improvised, and I've seen a interview of him talking about it, but he didn't go into detail, like how,
Huh.
like how that came up, like, just off the dome. All right.
Right.
I would want to ask him that, because that's what made him famous. And then I would also ask him what made him do more of action and thriller movies now than romance movies.
True, because he was in that like rom-com
Yeah,
arena
for a
little bit.
while.
Yeah.
For a while. Then Christopher Nolan, I just ask him just the next movie after the Odyssey, if he has anything planned, because I love Christopher Nolan as a director, favorite director of all time.
Hey, he's a good one. And
Exactly.
I think. What did you think about Tenet?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I've only seen half of it. I
Okay.
haven't seen the ending. From what I saw, it was really good.
Right.
Really good. I like how they showed time travel in a sense. They like not really time travel, but they're just reversing
Right.
everything. And I like the visually how you see that reversing.
Yeah, like people going back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the main character in that is Denzel Washington's son.
Really?
That's Denzel Washington's
I did
son.
not know that.
I forgot his name. I'm gonna look that up real quick, because he was also in a TV show I watched called Ballers, and that's how I was introduced to him.
Oh, I did not know that was. That makes sense, because he does a really good job. I think that's like one of his first leading roles, if I'm not mistaken.
In a movie, yes.
Yeah.
And then he was also in that kind of like Star Wars movie, but it's not related to Star Wars. You know what I'm talking about?
Star Wars.
I have not seen that movie yet.
Is it-
John David Washington is his name.
Oh, John. Oh.
The Creator is the movie I was talking about.
Oh.
The Creator.
Yeah. I've heard about that movie.
Heard good
but
things about that movie.
That's another movie I haven't seen, but I definitely have heard, and it seems like one of those, not necessarily artistic kind of movies, but like one of those deeper meaning
Yes.
movies. All right.
I'm also looking at Letterboxd right now, and I see you just watched Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was cool. I
Yeah.
thought it was actually recommended by someone from work,
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing I thought, you've seen it?
Of course.
Okay. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen Salem's Lot, but in that movie, when a vampire like looks at a character, their eyes are glowing very similarly to Sinners, but this movie came out first, so it's
Yeah,
just interesting to see that look. I immediately thought, oh, hey, Sinners, but it's very impactful because
it is.
to see it reminds me of when you randomly turn a light on an animal late at night and you just see like the glow of their eyes. There's something mysterious
It's
yet
creepy.
creepy. Yeah, it's
It's
creepy
creepy.
about it. And
Um, do you know the main character in that? Like what else he's in?
that's yeah, he's in Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
also in Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Maverick. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have seen it?
Mm-hmm.
He plays Bob in Top Gun Maverick.
I gotta go back. And I did not know that that's Robert Pullman's son,
Yeah.
which is wild.
Crazy.
Yeah, freaking Hollywood's kids are running rampant in Hollywood right now, but it's working. They're killing it. Like him in that movie, he was really good in that movie. But
hmm
him in Thunderbolts, I thought was
Amazing.
yeah, 10 out of 10.
Him in Top Gun. He's going to be in the third Top Gun that's coming out as well, which I'm excited for. Top Gun's one of my favorite movies.
Mm, Top Gun. Yeah, that one, Top Gun. That was always the one my dad would watch, and I would kind of watch with him. But I wasn't super into it, but it was never really a bad movie necessarily
Yeah.
for me. And then Top Gun Maverick was a movie that we were trying to watch with my stepdad, but it kept getting delayed. I think it ended up getting pushed back like 2 years or so because it was during that COVID time
Yeah.
when the world got shut down.
Yeah.
Okay, those are really good questions to ask, and I've I wonder like if Christopher Nolan, like if you said what's next, I feel like I don't know the guy, but
I feel like you wouldn't answer.
yeah, I feel like he would answer some mysterious way or some hidden meaning way,
Exactly. And then I would have to think about it and yeah.
right, or watch
Agree.
him it would be like something like kind of deep, innocuous way that leads to something like greater than what he actually
Exactly.
is working on. But that would be a cool to ask him, like, just even like to interview him in general, because his mind
an
is,
honor.
yeah, is
Crazy.
amazing.
Imagine being able to pluck his thoughts from his mind.
Right, right, and just to, and he works with, I believe he works with his wife now too. Like she writes with him too, so
Yeah.
they're a power couple in Hollywood, and just for him to, because you hear it all the time that like, oh, social media is the number one way to attract and entertain people from around the world. But Christopher Nolan does not use social media. He also didn't want to put his Odyssey trailer onto YouTube. So as we were talking about earlier, just even for that, for him to still get lots of hype and support around that movie, even though the trailer is not on YouTube, which if it was on YouTube, it'd definitely be over like 10 million views right now, I
Oh,
would
for
think.
sure.
It's like the fact that he's still getting that momentum and that he has this draw and he has this reputation of just being an elite director. I think if there was a there probably is, but if there's a like movie Hall of Fame, he would definitely be like shoe in
Agreed.
for Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
But speaking of like, top 5-star movies or great movies, movie masterpieces, have you since seen a movie that you feel competes with how great you see this movie?
Yeah.
What do you got?
F1.
F1?
I'm not gonna say it really competes with it. No, to me, nothing right now can compete with Interstellar
Mm-hmm.
because Interstellar is like S tier, right?
Right.
But I will say, F1 to me as a movie was very not action packed, but suspenseful. The way it was shot was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The meaning behind some of the things he did in the movie was great. I'm not gonna spoil it because I want you to see it.
Right, right.
It was also my favorite, or not my favorite, my first movie. With I forgot this actor's name. He's in a show called Snowfall, though.
Mm.
Let me look at the actor's name real quick.
Oh, the driver, right?
Yeah. Damson Idris. That's his name, or Damson Idris. First movie I've seen with him. Amazing actor.
Yeah.
He nailed it. Nailed the cockiness of a rookie. Brad Pitt, who is another one of my favorite actors, nailed the cockiness of a expert in the sense of, oh, I can do this,
Right.
right? But you see them bashing,
Uh,
and then at the end, all that bashing turned out to be something.
okay. Oh, so it's like the coach that's set in his way and the kid that's set in his way. You're like, who's gonna break first?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly.
See, and then you add a high intensity sport like racing, F1 racing, and then you have yourself a movie. And
Exactly.
even seeing the trailer, I don't want to compare it to Christopher Nolan's directing style, but it has that very cinematic IMAX look. Was it shot in IMAX? Do you know?
It was.
It was shot. Okay, yeah, it was shot in. Oh, fun fact. I don't know if you know this too. The Odyssey, when they released IMAX tickets, sold out within minutes. So that's.
Tell me about it. I was waiting in line.
Were you?
Yep. And I
Oh,
didn't get them. I'm
oh.
sad.
Like that to me, that is. It's not necessarily
Insane.
crazy, but it's wild to believe that this trailer hasn't even come out on a platform where we can go and look it up. But like, it's willing to like people are still like selling out the
Yes.
showings. That's just how much pull Christopher Nolan has.
I will say, so this movie was filmed, or the director who filmed this movie filmed Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
He is that director. So it's filmed like Top Gun Maverick in the sense of seeing all these huge machines and this vehicle, like how they take off, all that. It's cool.
Mhm. Okay. And if you think about it from like a linear perspective, they are like two high speed, dangerous
Machines.
vehicles, yeah,
Yeah.
machines that just have so much power. So I can see how he can like
Yes.
if he nailed Top Gun and showing off the Raptors and those
Mm-hmm.
planes, how he can do a good job with the F1s.
He shot this movie at real races. So
Oh,
there's real racers in this movie.
oh shoot.
Not Lewis Pullman. Forgot his name. Lewis something. He's an F1 racer.
Uh-huh.
He's one of the people in this movie. You see him, see his face. And
Okay.
I find that very cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure that makes things like because then they'll the director will be teaching him how to act, but then he might also be giving the director like, hey, when we race, we do these kind of
Yeah,
things.
these
And
type of things.
yeah, and it makes it more relatable and just realistic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not an F1 fan like that, but if I was and say that was my favorite racer, I
Mhm.
would love this movie even more because my favorite racer is in it. You know?
Right, right. Yeah, and it pulls you in from that.
Exactly.
And then even like for me, I when I'm watching a baseball or football movie, I've played my whole life. So watching these movies, when you see a scene like someone throw a baseball and it's like the complete weird way that no one would ever throw a baseball, you immediately have that Leonardo DiCaprio meme moment where you're like, ah,
Yeah.
and the fact that they had someone that was acting on set probably helped them out with a little bit of this.
Have you seen Moneyball?
Yes, top movie right there. That's one of my top three.
That's one of my favorite sports movies. That Remember the Titans?
Oh, that's
Love that movie, man.
That is a great movie too. That's a very like emotional movie because
Yes.
it brings you up to a high and then immediately
Smacks you down to a low
yeah,
real quick.
immediately. But Moneyball, another. I saw that in theaters with my dad in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was like a father son trip, and we went out to watch that movie. And I didn't know if I was gonna like it or not. Like I obviously love baseball movies, but this didn't look like we're gonna show the team playing baseball movies. It looked like it was gonna be more of the back end of baseball. But we did get some
Yeah.
really good, amazing, real historical moments in this movie, and then just seeing Brad Pitt and the behind the scenes of Brad Pitt is set in his ways, but he knows what he's doing, and the older gentlemen that work with him are older. They've been there for way longer than he has, so they're set
Thinking
in
they
their ways.
know more than him.
Yeah, and it seems like they're unwilling to adapt because of Brad Pitt's quote unquote hunch about like how he wants to run things, and there's that friction in between it. But then you see like the Oakland Athletics do prosper from it. Unfortunately, they don't make it all the way, but for what they did in that season with how much they spent against how much they were competing against,
I think it only said what 38 million compared
Yeah.
to like 250 million,
yeah, yeah,
and he still made it to the playoffs.
right, right. They traded away during that season. They traded away their best player, which probably got a lot of heat from their fandom because the
Mhm.
year before, I think he won a couple of awards too, and he was very young too. He was just a troublemaker off the field,
Yeah,
and they didn't want him anymore. And they're
Learn.
save money as well.
Exactly, and they still picked up good people
Right.
in cash.
Right. And it worked out for them in the way of like them at least they set the tone and send a message saying like, hey, we can make it even with the scraps of money we have because Oakland versus New York, there's clearly a higher money maker in those
Exactly.
two choices. But a great movie nonetheless. That was a good movie.
Agreed.
Okay, so Matthew McConaughey is your favorite actor of all time. Did this movie influence that decision for you?
I would say it solidified it.
Solidified
I
it?
liked Dazed and Confused. One of my favorite movies as well. Favorite comedy movies, I should say. Stoner movies.
Yeah, those.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what other movies I saw him in before Interstellar. I just recently, I can say, watched Paperboy.
Oh, I haven't seen that one
Um,
yet either.
it's a good movie. It's really messed up. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but I also saw him. This is gonna sound weird in Tropic Thunder, which
Oh,
I liked. I liked him in Tropic Thunder. That was funny. The Gentleman,
The Gentleman.
amazing movie. Mud. I saw Mud when I was like 12, 13, and that's where I got entered. That was the first Matthew McConaughey movie I've seen.
And I think
Was Mud.
if I'm not mistaken, that movie got him into the role for Interstellar as well.
Oh, really?
I that's what I'm not confirmed on that, but I
I'm
did
gonna have
hear
to
that
see. Yeah,
after his performance in that movie, it kind of gave him that option for
that's
Interstellar.
interesting.
Because it almost looks like, I haven't seen Mud as well, but it looks like it's a very dusty, deserty kind of movie.
It takes place, so it's in Louisiana.
Louisiana. Oh,
Yeah, and he lives on an island in Louisiana, and it'll if you watch the movie, it'll explain why he's on that island.
right. Yeah, that's another one. By the way, the app that we're using to create these watch lists and rate these movies is called Letterboxd. If you haven't checked out Letterboxd, it's spelled Letterboxd. It is a free app. There is a paid version, but it is a free app where you can go in, connect with your friends, log in movies that you want to see, log in the movies that you've seen, go and read other people's reviews of a movie, go and post your own review. It is a pretty cool app, and I'm not gonna lie, every time I watch a movie now, I go into Letterboxd and rate it right there. I write stuff down later on, but just the access to being able to go in and see like what's on my watch list, because you have those days off and you're like, what should I watch today? I don't remember what I want to watch. Well, here's a practical thing that you can have in your hand that shows you, and you can follow your friends. So if you're not using Letterboxd, use Letterboxd now. Go
He
get
got
it.
me into Letterbox.
Yeah.
I downloaded Letterbox because of him, and then now I use it every day.
Hey.
I will say I only write reviews for movies I see in theaters,
Right.
but
And
I do
that. I like
rate
that.
any movie. Like I rate it, and I put it into my lists.
Mhm.
Like I have it all categorized and everything. It really does help. I
Yeah.
will say that.
And it's cool to see, because obviously in certain situations where someone's like, hey, you got to download this app, most of the time we're going to be like, oh yeah, I'll check it out, and if we have no interest, we'll just fade away from it. But at our work location, because everyone likes watching movies, a lot of more people are getting into downloading Letterbox and adding each other, and it's just so cool to have like community. And it's still growing, so we're still growing, just to see what people like to watch, the
Yep.
conversations you see, like, oh hey, I saw you rated, like, for instance, we got a friend out in the Philippines right now, and he watched Superman. It was like days before,
It was 3 days before, yeah.
yeah, 3 days before out here, and we were able to see his spoiler-free review on the app. So it's cool to be able to connect and have these conversations with people about like things that we all love to do. Because I didn't realize, and this might be dumb, but I didn't even realize like people love watching movies as much as I did. So it's cool to be able to connect and just talk about the art that is movies.
Exactly, because it is an art.
Right,
It is an art form.
right. And especially like when Christopher Nolan's attached, that man is like, he's like Picasso at the
Exactly.
helm.
And Steven Spielberg with Jurassic Park and Jaws,
Oh.
like amazing.
Right.
Jaws is another one of my favorite movies as well.
And getting into like specifically art, like Wes Anderson.
The weird type of film.
Yes.
Yeah.
His lens on things is just so, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so interesting, awkward, weird, quick. Everything is very lit up. Everything is so like, the phrases they speak are so like odd to me at times, but that's his style. That's
Yeah.
his like art style. So that's just one of those Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
I do like a couple of his. But getting back to Interstellar, if you could get a tattoo inspired by this movie, what tattoo would you get?
Wow. I actually thought about getting an Interstellar tattoo.
Mhm.
I have some tattoos, obviously.
It can be anything.
That's what I'm trying to think. There would be a few things. I get like an outline of the space station, maybe. You said it's like a clock. There's exactly 12 cylinders on there.
Right.
I would get that, or I would get just TARS,
The robot.
the robot. I'd get just the like TARS name on me.
Okay.
I guess it really depends. Maybe a Murphy's Law type of tattoo. It would like relate back to Interstellar, but it wouldn't be directly Interstellar, you know?
Right.
Just anything like that. Just something small, but it will represent that.
and immediately transport you back there when you look down at it.
Exactly.
Okay. If you got that space station with the 12 cylinders, would you do it with all 12, or would you do it after Matt Damon broke it?
I would have to say after Matt Damon broke it,
Okay. Yeah, I like
because then
that.
that's where the movie is real.
Right.
That's the climax.
Yeah, I like that. And it's something about showing something damaged that just tells a story that, like, yes, obviously the full station intact will tell a story as well, but the damaged station immediately transports you to, okay, this is where we're at in the movie. So it's
Exactly.
kind of like a
And
timeline right
people would
there.
ask, why is it damaged? And then I would explain to them
Right.
the movie.
Good conversation piece right there.
Exactly.
All right. So that's a cool tattoo because I was, and Tars too. Tars, when I first saw Tars, I was like, wait, is this thing like Sentinel? And it's so boxy and bulky, but it works out in the film. It even
Exactly.
saves lives in the movie, I
Oh,
believe,
yeah.
in the water planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I thought it looked dumb at first, but after seeing it in action, I'm like, okay,
It's
uh,
also funny. It
right.
says some funny
Yeah,
jokes.
it
I'm not going to
does.
lie.
It does. I just remember seeing it and I was like, wait, this is like finished product. It looks so dumb. And then seeing it
Yeah.
in action with like arms like yelling and stuff like that, you're like,
Exactly.
oh, okay, this thing is more advanced. It reminded me. That's what I was getting to. It reminded me of a Cybertruck at first. I was just bulky and ugly for
Yeah.
nothing at all. But it turns out to be it actually is way better than Cybertruck by the end of the
Exactly. And
movie.
it had a big role in the movie.
Right, right. And it does, yeah, like you said, it does have
Yep.
a big role in the movie. But speaking of like tars and characters in this movie, did you personally feel you identified with a particular character in this movie?
Yeah. I can relate to multiple.
Multiple?
Matthew McConaughey, obviously. He's the protagonist, wants to save the world, and wants to do the right thing. I don't believe, or I don't relate to anybody that didn't believe in the moon landing, right?
Right,
I believe in the moon landing. Um, Him believing in that, obviously he's been to space. He was
right,
one of the pilots.
right.
I can also agree with Matt Damon. Not agree, but relate.
Mm-hmm.
He was there by himself. He thought he was going to die alone. He saw people and he took the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do it the right way. He
Right,
should have just went back with them. He didn't have to be stingy like that.
right.
Um, I can agree with the old man not saying,
Oh, not telling him
not
that.
telling anybody the real reason why they're going up. The only
Oh,
person that knew was Matt Damon.
right. And see that? So
I
that,
can, because if he tells, they're not going to do it.
true,
And
true,
he needed them to do it.
true. So that particular moment got me very angry because that is an actor. It's the same actor that plays Alfred in the Dark Knight
Mm-hmm.
movies. So he is. I'm pretty sure there's a movie out there where he's like the villain too in a Christopher Nolan movie. If I'm, is he a villain in Inception, or he's like a bad
No,
guy?
not
No.
in Inception.
Oh, okay.
Let me look this up. In his top 6 movies are all Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah, yeah. You've heard about the director sticking with actors they like. When we were talking about Superman and James Gunn, he had typically has like same cast in his movies that he just has that roughneck crew that they all stick together. So the
Yeah,
fact that Michael Caine is in, if not all, most of
most.
Christopher Nolan's movies just lets you know how compatible they are and how great they work together.
I will say same thing with dang, what's his name? Cillian Murphy. He
Oh.
was in Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. He was in Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
He was in another one. Inception. He was in Inception.
Yep. 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 And he, fantastic actor too.
Oh, I just saw Red Eye, the movie that he plays the bad guy.
Oh, how was that?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
It had what's her name from The Notebook as well. She's also in Mean Girls.
Oh, Rachel.
Rachel McAdams,
Yeah, Rachel McAdams.
amazing actress.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool to see like them stick together and like just getting back to Michael Caine, like the fact that he hid the real reason that they were going out there. I agree with you to the point that they would not have gone out there
Yeah,
because he sent them out there saying that they were searching for a planet so they can all move, but really he was just sending them out there to repopulate by themselves as Earth would potentially
to
get
save
destroyed.
human life in general, not
Right.
save that specific human life.
Right. And that is one of those quandaries in philosophy and morals on like you sacrifice a bunch to save everything or like is one life like it's just a
Yeah.
quandary that you have to like get into.
And he knew people would want to stay with their family
Right.
and not want to go up to space. Hence why he pulled Matthew McConaughey away from his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
and but he sent his daughter away from him. He wanted to save his daughter. He wanted to save his family.
And in the end, I'm pretty sure it does work out because like everyone on Earth survives. Murph becomes
Exactly.
a potential hero as she's now adapted and learned how to kind of help their planet by changing the way it looks to be able to save humanity. And then McConaughey still makes it back. Yes, there are a lot of deaths, and yes, a lot of people do lose lives, but I can understand where you're coming from
It
because
worked out in
Michael
the
Caine,
end.
yeah, Michael Caine, it was ugly. It wasn't probably morally correct, but it got the job done.
Yep.
All right, so got two more questions for you.
All right.
Did you learn anything from this movie?
A lot of science, just the
Science.
basic, like, obviously gravity and then how space works. You knew like you can float in space, blah blah blah. But then now seeing the time on different planets, how they run here, like compared to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Then going into hypersleep. I don't know if that's real or not. Going into
Hypersleep?
hypersleep.
I don't know. That would be a good thing to look up.
If it is real though, that's cool.
Right.
Like that's interesting. It's an interesting thing. I would yeah, just a bunch of math or science stuff. Like, and then obviously the rest is just interesting, like cool facts about the
Yeah.
movie in general.
And see, and those always come in handy too, because if you were like walking around and someone's like, you hear someone say Interstellar, you go up to them and be like, hey, did you know that those cornfields were real and they actually planted them themselves and then sold the profits? They'd be like, oh, no,
500
I didn't know.
acres, by the way.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
500
acres.
That's insane. And it adds to the effect of when he's driving through the
Yeah.
cornfield is just
Just mowing them down.
yeah. And I think that the Julia Chastain who played Murph as an adult, she said she was looking forward to driving through the cornfield on that scene where she did it.
Yeah.
And from an actress, that's
I
just
would
hilarious.
love to drive through a cornfield like
right?
that.
You're never probably going to get an legal opportunity to do that again.
Exactly.
All right, and then last question for you here as we close up the topic 5 stars on Interstellar. I know there's a lot of emotional moments and there's a lot of moments that may bring tears to your eyes in this movie, but what is the most emotionally powerful moment in this movie for
I
you?
mean, it has to be him seeing his daughter the same age as him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you went up to space, you saw your daughter who was, what, 10, 11 years old, and you're like, maybe when I get back, we'll be the same age.
Right.
But you're still going to your, like, second planet, and then you're now seeing your daughter, like, your age.
Right.
It'll be scary, it'll be sad, you missed her whole life, basically.
Yeah.
You missed your son's whole life. He never got to see his son again.
Yeah, and that's sad. And his son went through like so much hurt
Exactly.
and trauma. Yeah, and I don't even know how I would react to that. Coming onto planet, and you see like if his parents were like they were still alive. They're not in the movie, but if his parents were alive, at that time they would be gone as well.
Exactly.
But to come back and like see your daughter as the same exact age as you would be like it's wild.
But like at the end of the movie, she's like 100 years old.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's still the same age.
Right.
That's scary.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
really scary to think about.
Because he didn't change at all, and she's working with her last words, and thankfully they get that payoff of finally
Yeah, seeing each other.
right
Getting the closure.
Yeah, the whole movie it feels like they're being pulled apart. Even that scene where he's driving away the first time, where she's like, "Come back, come back," and then we find out that it's him from the future in the black hole,
Yep.
giving him signs to not leave. Oh, just the beauty of that story woven is just so.
I saw somewhere, I don't know if it was on Instagram or what, but at the beginning of the movie, he has like a nightmare or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wakes up and sees Murph standing on the side of the bed, and she's like, "I thought you were the ghost."
Yeah.
Which he is the ghost.
Right.
That's a crazy, like, I forgot what that's called, but
A foreshadowing.
foreshadowing. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. And it is because it's again one of those scenes like in the same with Anne Hathaway reaching to the ghost in the spaceship.
But it's him.
Right, and we hear like her just say a ghost, and you think like, oh, it's a little kid. She probably heard like creak or something. It's not a ghost. You find out later on, you know, she's not losing her mind. Yes, it was actually Matthew McConaughey from the future trying to warn him not to leave. And yeah, and then him opening the video with seeing her the same age is a very emotional moment. It's such a good movie.
Agreed.
But all right, that's pretty much all I have for you. If there anything else you want to close up about this movie before we end the podcast on it?
If you have not seen this movie, watch this movie.
Right.
You will also give it a 5 out of 5 stars. It is that good.
Yeah. And if you, why haven't you seen this movie?
Exactly.
Like, my excuse was not a good excuse, but I say that all the time. But it's such a good movie. It's one of those ones at home that you're like, maybe I should make some popcorn or have some good tacos with this movie to just make it that much more
Yeah.
enjoyable. But all right, so that's gonna be the 5-star segment on Interstellar. Is there anything you want to add for you personally, for anyone, like, or you want to do a shout out to anything you were doing in your personal life?
Um. Yeah. If you want to follow me on Letterboxd, it's Zack Wright, ZackRight. That's really it. I want to thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you
I
for
had a
coming.
blast. I love talking about movies. We do it all the time at work, so might as well
Right.
talk about it on a podcast for other people to hear, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate you for coming on. This
Of
was,
course.
again, this was something that we were trying to plan for a while, but location is another thing, and we were able, thankfully, to get a location away from all the noise. So that's cool that this is able to work out. And I'm glad to have you on the first segment because I'm pretty sure, like, when I first started talking to you about Letterboxd, I was kind of thinking of a segment where I can get new people on and not necessarily have the same people on over and over. Like, yes, I want to get to that point as well,
Yeah.
but I just want to hear like different people's perspectives on great movies. And the fact that we would talk about movies all the time kind of got my mindset into like, wait, why don't I do like a segment where I'm inviting someone new on and we're talking about movies? So
Yeah.
in partial, I think you're part of the reason like segment came up too. So I appreciate you for
Of
that.
course. Thank you.
And I'm glad we got to like get together and talk about Interstellar. And I'm glad that I got to like finally watch the movie
Yes.
Interstellar.
Yes.
But that is Zach, and again, if you want, you can follow him on Letterboxd. That's going to be the end of the 5-star segment. Thank you all for listening. Hope you have a great day.